Maker, dear deadbeat. Little eyes, little hands, little angels from God look upon you and see you taking better care of your dope than your own children. How many more trips to prison will it take? How many more of your seeds will be born and made to wonder where you are? Dear dope boy, you post pictures on social media with your bands, but not giving a dime to your children. Open your eyes or lock yourself away in the psych ward, for you dwell in a suicidal existence, a roll of the dice, Russian roulette. You're choosing to end your life. Standing on the block, just another figure, just another black man calling each other nigger. Dear dope boy, don't you want a name?
Yeah. Shay, she's full of jazz. Well, it's only, I'm just going to tell you, I go, Shay, full of jazz, but that's it, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, okay, here it goes. Shay, battle, a proper and fit battle leader. Encouraging women to sharpen whatever we got and use it as a tool, a weapon, to blow our own horn, to sound the battle cry. Not to borrow his trumpet, but to blast our own alert. To use our lungs and lips, our oh so delicious lips, thick, fine, lipstick line, to distribute air through the brass instrument, like Melba Liston, sliding her trombone and writing scores for big bands like Quincy Jones, Count Basie, and Duke Ellington, and playing for Coltrane and Dizzy. There's Little Hardin, keyboardist for King Oliver's band, well established before meeting a new band member, whom later became her husband. She composed and arranged for the group while working for OK and Decca Records, and wrote some 150 songs, yet she was still overshadowed by her husband, Louis Armstrong. We owe a debt to these pioneers of jazz, having their femininity attacked because they dared to play their instruments or be out front as band leaders. They're a general servant in this battle too, spreading the good news about women in jazz, like Melody Warren of the Jazz and Me magazine and composer, arranger, band director Patrice Rushen. There's vocalist Dee Dee Bridgewater, educating about jazz by hosting NPR's Jazz Beat. Did I mention Eleanor Collins, Vancouver's first lady of jazz, who had her own radio show and had the first television show to be hosted by a black, even before Natalie's father. We refuse to go quietly or gently, as if we are mute with nothing to say, nothing to contribute to this jazz genre. Shay's battle alert has again been sounded, and we gather together in large numbers each time to honor the women of the past, present, and future that are a vital part of jazz. This event is now officially on the calendar, recorded in history. No, her story. Originally recognized in 2015 and celebrated on March 1st of each year. You see, we dare to be different, like pioneer bassist Vivian Gary, Robin Brillet, Esperanza Spalding, Sheila E., daughter of Coke Escovedo, not afraid to follow a beat, drummer Sidney Blackman, Carlos Santana's Black Magic Woman. Shay isn't afraid to display and showcase the ammunition and arsenal and range of talented females in jazz and the arts, behind the scenes as well. From the poets, playwrights, radio announcers, comedians, authors, and more, we all do our part to show the world jazz according to our eyes and ears, and sobs, fears, and tears. Educating those that may not know about the Lena Hornes, Nancy Wilsons, and Sarah Vaughan's. Humbly and passionately providing a platform for black women to get notoriety that's been overdue and well-deserved. To help keep our legacy strong, one to preserve. Not seeking recognition for herself, but unveiling the hard work and effort of others. Shay is her sister's keeper. So let's give it up for this jazz advocate. And I did put a music behind it, but it's just, so that's the latest thing I did. You want me to
do one more, sis?
Oh.
Look, after that long introduction, you can't come do one.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I'll do, everybody like the theme of jazz? Okay, well, I'll do my one called Jazz Is. I also had put this to music. Okay. Jazz is everything that it ain't. Jazz is something you want to sit down and paint. It's played in smoke-filled rooms in that city of the saints and in places all around the world that are quaint. Jazz is playing music on the CD carousel. Oh, and you should hear me, how I blend it so well. Doing my part to help jazz propel, nothing can stop it. It continues to excel. Tito Puentes gave us plenty of great Latin jazz, and he served it up with pizzazz. John Coltrane. A love supreme enhanced his fame. Miles Davis. Is it the sketches of Spain that can save us? In Paris and London, the money and crowds came in droves. But in your own country, you had to walk down dusty roads, entering venues from the back to get on stage, putting all those feelings in your music, a heart full of rage. Jazz is that steaming, hot peppermint cup of tea. Jazz is my sexy man I can't wait to see. It's that strange fruit that doesn't grow on a tree. Perhaps it's that note that erases. I just had to bring that erases.
Take your time.
I'll just skip that last line, I'm sorry. Jazz is Hugh Masekela, singing about political injustice in the world today. The abstraction of diamonds and coal mines in the backs of Africans with no say. What about Harry Belafonte? He's used his voice to portray things wrong in the world today. He's expressed his dismay. Don't hesitate. Jazz, emulate, speculate. Let it penetrate. Could it be your fate? To jazz, can you relate? Jazz to me is like a glass of wine, but it creeps down my spine. It's something I can't define. What, jazz? Yeah, it's sublime. Jazz has many styles like traditional, vocal, instrumental, contemporary. There's mainstream, Brazilian, and samba too. Jazz is big band, Dixieland, ragtime, trio. I'm messing up here, I'm sorry. Jazz is, give me this big turn.
You good.
Okay. Anyway.
Ain't no pressure in this room.
Yeah, ain't no
Yeah.
pressure.
Ain't no pressure in this room.
Okay, okay. I hate the fact that I'm messed up like this, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Um,
You know, you know something so well, you won't.
Yeah, I
forget.
know. It's like, okay, jazz is George Duke, Roy Ayers, and Donald Byrd on the flight. Can you see them? Do you wish you might? Jazz. The sound can bend, cause your mind to mend. Worries you now suspend as jazz soothes your day's end. So I pick up a stack of vinyl, now antique, blow off the dust, and enjoy the mystique. Swing those mullets, Lionel, dizzy, puff up your cheeks. Take us on a jazz excursion with your unusual techniques. Thank you, Jazz, for continuing to play your horn, because I love this art form that's American born. And I'm going to sit down.
Compliment your piece. Half in the dim light in the hall, I saw fingers rise and fall along the pale dust shadow keys and heard the subtle melodies of piano keys being played, and people stared and stayed as tunes were being made. Can you hear the different shades? Thelonious Monk, then to black we fade. Open palms pounding on congos and bongos, cowbells hit with drumsticks, maracas shake sounds like seashore by seaside, timbales, tambourines tapped on thighs. People, close your eyes, visualize Tito Puente, Eddie Palmieri, Afro-Cuban fly high. Right on time. Can you make that do it again? My next name? Vach Waller, Charles Mingus, Dizzy Gillespie, Chick Corea, Count Basie, lungs sending air to mouth, then through pieces on piccolos, trumpets and bugles blow. Can you hear the saxophone show? Charlie Parker, Cornette Coleman, Jimmy Heath, David Fathead Newman, Louis Armstrong, sax mode new, fingers snapping, toes tapping as he blew the blues. A baragani means what's the news. Violins are fiddled, cellos are in the middle, basses being finger plucked, jazz music run amok, harp sound, sharp clarinet touches your heart, hi-hats tap, song in B flat. Listen to Ella Scat, jazz is all that. Then again we fade to black. I'm lost without I should know that. Then again we fade to black. Arts Blakely, flipping drumsticks. Max Roach was the bass drums hit You dig? Cymbals crash, jazz for eternity will last. Hey dude, check out some Beethoven? Nah, bro, I'll pass. Give me some classical jazz. Do you remember when Ella sang? Her voice rang. Now y'all gotta be old to remember this. Glasses broke, no joke. To put it in proper context, was it live or was it Memorex? Y'all remember that commercial?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all, well, remember that commercial old. Because I'm old. No disrespect. I'm just joking. Duke Ellington's signature song was the A Train, and who played the saxophone like Coltrane, insane. Jimmy Forrest singing Night Train, no way you should say you never heard of Billie Holiday. Sarah Voice's voice could take you miles away. Could you imagine taking miles away from jazz? That would be bad. Without that, brother, the music would have suffered. Banjos bring melody, songs be in harmony. Guitar is strummed, Buddy Rich banging away on the drums. Xylophone, liner, hand tone, jazz, birthed from African rhythms. Wanted to give a small lesson, an information blessing. Hear this blast, and there you have. Hear this blast, and there you have the only true American music, jazz.
Well, I'm not a musician.
Why, bro? You are right.
I'm not a
Yeah. Oh, wow. I did have
stirring up mess.
Yeah. I'm a stir.
Stir.
Let me see here. Dang, see. You must be out. And flyer to consume the land, devouring ego's pride and the arrogance of men. Like a bright shining light, I will be a burning flame in the night, bringing sight and warmth to the cold-hearted who doubted the light. Consuming minds that can't comprehend illumination for spiritual insight because of pagan rituals and reptilian appetites. Like fire to gasoline do I ignite, like to expose, laying bare hidden things never told. A brand new trail I'll blaze for all to see, I've been told. Burning with precision, led by the spirit who's in control. As a flame I will expose. Through fresh verses I've been inspired to compose. Unquenchable for sure. Verses so unconventional, taking minds to places that's intentional, like galaxies that's dimensional. A flame burning bright, revealing worldwide BS that's not right, unstoppable by the wind that blows. Those conspirators my flame will expose, too hot to be controlled by the arrogance of men, to whose this temperature is like wood kindling. To make this flame burn with no end, turning them to ashes once my flame begins. I'm like the flame in Moses' burning bush, and attention getter revealing truth, opening up the unknown, uncoloring all the BS going on, awaking sleepwalkers from a state of delusion that will cost them. I'm the flame that frightens water, burning fearlessly for fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters to clearly see. My time is here.